everyone, thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Today is Children's Day in South Korea and in Japan. So I want to talk about something related to children or childhood memories or child raising. So first of all, I have two kids, Tyler and Ken, and Sam has his son. So together we have three kids. When I raise Tyler and son, most important thing for me is to letting them do what they want to do in their life. And this is something that both I and the kid's dad, my ex-husband, both agree. We grew up in a very different family, very different environment, but we both agree that children have to choose what they want to do in their life. For example, my ex-husband, Tyler and Ken's dad, he grew up in a relatively affluent and educated family. So it was a professor family. Father was a professor, mom had also master's degree, and they're both teaching at universities. And his siblings also are very educated, and the whole family, there are so many doctors in the family. So although he really liked art when he was little, and he really liked designing and creating things. And although he wanted to do something artistic or creative things, back then it wasn't really accepted because the future wasn't promising. So what he thought he needed to do, or what the message he received from the family is he has to do something academic and he needs to go on to graduate school and get a PhD and become a professor. And he thought that was something good for him, so he did go. And so that's when we both went to University of Illinois graduate program together. And he did get a PhD. But what is he doing now? He's not a professor. He pursued something he loved. He is creating. He is a creative writer, and he is great at making videos or websites. So he is a very visual person and artistic. He enjoys creating something from scratch. So he is living a really happy life right now. And in my case, it was the opposite. My family was a very poor family. My mom was a Korean. She was a Korean in Japan, and back then discrimination was more than now, and it was during the colonial period or right after the war. So as a girl, she couldn't get any education, so she didn't get even elementary school education. She was illiterate. She was able to read and write very simple, easy stuff, but she made a lot of mistakes, and she didn't own a book. She didn't read books. And my dad, I'm not sure, he graduated from elementary school, but maybe not middle school. He was able to read and write. He had great penmanship, but again, he didn't go to high school or university, so he wasn't educated much. And because of that, my mom was, working as a waitress, or she owned a restaurant, or in the end, she became a bar hostess. And my dad too, he was a construction worker or a taxi driver or doing restaurant business. So they were really having a difficult life, and they were raising me and my older brother. I grew up in the family where no one went to university. My brother, who's 14 years older, went to university. He was the first generation. And my neighborhood too was relatively or lower socioeconomic status area. In my family, or from my perspective, I had nothing to lose. I wasn't scared to do something I want to do, or there was no face losing, oh, you're from this family, so you cannot do that. And my dad was really, free-spirited person, which caused a lot of trouble to our family, but to him it was, I guess, good. He did whatever he wanted to do. He lived the way he wanted to live. He was like that to me too. Tomorrow you just do what you want to do, but if you're gonna do it, you have to do it good, or that kind of attitude. And my mom she wanted me to do what I wanted to do. One thing she made sure she did was I liked reading books. So when Tomomi said she wants any kind of book, just buy her any books. And I don't know, maybe it came from the fact that she couldn't read, or she didn't read any books. So she bought me a lot of books. I had a lot of books. And Tomomi says she wants to take any lessons, let her do it. You know, piano or baton or calligraphy, Chinese calligraphy, or abacus, volleyball. I even tried gymnastics. Anything I wanted to do, she let me do it. But the thing is, I didn't last long, so I try something new and then for a while, and then I quit. So that was my pattern. But anyway, every time I said I'm interested in, I had so many things I was interested in, but she let me do it. So what I appreciate the most is her support for my studying English. Since end of elementary school or middle school, I got into really English. And when I said I wanted to study abroad, in the freshman year of high school, she supported me. A lot of people around her generation, you know, like grandmas or older aged women, especially from Korean, older generation women, ask her like, why do you let your daughter study, girls study, you know, girls shouldn't study, you know. But then she was like, but that's what she wants to do and I want her to study. So she sent me for 1 year in high school, and when I said I wanted to go to the States to get my bachelor's degree, she sent me to US again, where she never been to, and she doesn't have any idea where America is, and she never came until my very graduation day. So I really admire that, you know, she supported me. And after that, again, I wanted to pursue my study, so I went to the University of Illinois to get my master's degree in linguistics. And I moved on to doctor's program, although I couldn't finish. But so just like this, even learning my heritage language, Korean language, I did it because I wanted to, and my mom especially supported me. So I am really happy that I made my own choices in my life. And I am here now. I am working as an intercultural coach, supporting people work, live effectively and happily in different situations. And so just like my ex-husband, you know, who started out in a different route, but right now he's doing what he likes to do. He loves his work and I love my work. So our philosophy is, it doesn't really mean anything, or it's not effective if you force your children to do what they're not interested in. And it's better to find what they like and support and nurture their talent. And what I'm thankful is my current husband, Sam, understands that. So he supports our child raising philosophy and he helps us also. So I really hope on this Children's Day that a lot of children can get support from their parents to find out what they love to do, and in the future they can do what they love. So my question to you today is, what does your childhood memory teach you about your life? And if you have any children, how would you like to support your children to do what they want to do and be happy in their life? Thank you for watching today's video, and looking forward to seeing you next time.